Here we go. Hey guys, Danielle here, Mama Fit for Life, and we are in the COVID kitchen making some delicious, tasty meals. So today we are going to be doing salmon.
Mommy, where's my chalk?
Where's your chalk? It's right here. Go ahead and bring that to Daddy. Bring that to Daddy. Okay? And yeah, so this is me right now. I'm in the kitchen. Little guy is right there. Let's hope he cooperates. Whoop, there he is. There he is. And I am making baked salmon with red potatoes and some stir-fry veggies. I was going to do broccoli, but you know what? The stir-fry veggies is a better mix, so I decided to do that. It's the same cooking process. So what's really great is that today we are going to be using a recipe from the Ultimate Reset. So that is our 21-day cleanse, which has food all throughout. This is one of my favorite recipes. It's a staple for us, and we've been using it ever since the first time we did the Ultimate Reset so many years ago. So what's nice about this is that it's a lot of flavor, it's easy to make, and it's something that you can throw together on a weekly basis and really enjoy it. So the amount of salmon you need all depends on how many people you're feeding. Typically I get 2 or 3 of the little 4-ounce sections. The one we have today is the tail end of a large salmon that we had a couple of weeks ago. I cut it off and froze it. So that's what we'll be working with. And then I have frozen veggies. Of course you can do fresh. A lot of people, that's really hard to find right now. So if you've got the fresh veggies, awesome. But I have a bag of the frozen veggies that we're going to steam. And then some rustic potatoes. The thing with your potatoes is that if you can cook all equal sized potatoes, it'll be a lot easier to cook them. If you have some big and some small, it's harder to keep them at the same softness and consistency. So we're going to grab a measuring cup here, and I'm going to get my water boiling. Your oven needs to be set for baking your salmon at 425. So if you want to do that. And what I'm going to do today is just prep, and then I will cook it tonight. So for anyone else who's doing that, who wants to do this for dinner, this will be super easy to prep, to wrap, put in the fridge, and then throw it in the oven tonight, unless you want to cook it for lunch. So I'm steaming my veggies. You only need a little bit of water, so I'm just going to fill the bottom of my pot there. There we go. I'm going to pour my veggies in here and get these going.
What are you steaming them in?
Just a regular pot, yeah. So I actually have like these convection pots, so they don't use as much electricity. So it tells me the temperature at the top, and then I turn it off and it keeps cooking them, which is really nice. So I'm just going to pour those in, and then I am just going to spray a tiny bit of oil in there. If you have the spray, it's nice because then you don't overdo it. But if you only have the liquid oil, then you want to put about a teaspoon of oil in there, the extra virgin olive oil. And then I'm going to sprinkle some salt. What I really like is when you have the cap, you can grind it. I love the grinders because it's nice that you can do what you want, but you can put it right into the cap and then measure it out, right? So I know what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to sprinkle that little bit of salt, 3 little twists, and I'm good there. Boom. And then I'm going to turn that on and let that steam. You can add fresh garlic to that. You can add other seasoning to that. But the salt really, yeah, the little bit of salt really pulls out the flavor. So we're going to put that on.
I'm clever with the cap. I never realized, like, to keep the cap on for measuring. So
yeah.
That's a great tip and point for people.
Yeah, and it's nice because you can grind it and keep it in there until you need it or whatever it is. And typically I just know how many grinds. You get used to it once you do the measurements. So I'm going to throw that out. And one thing about me, I really like to clean while I'm cooking so it's not a huge mess at the end. So depending on how you like to cook and everything like that. For the salmon, I'm going to be using an 8x8 pan, and I'm going to be lining it with tin foil. You don't have to, however, it just makes for an easier cleanup. And whatever you have left over, you can always just wrap in your foil instead of having to put it in something else. So we're just going to line that right here, set that aside. Got my salmon, and now we're going to prep our seasoning for the salmon. This is a really great seasoning, fresh garlic, olive oil, fresh basil I don't have, but I have a dried basil, and honestly it works just fine. Some salt, some lemon juice, and an herbal seasoning. So this is going to be different for everyone. I have a Wild Tree Opal Greek seasoning blend that I absolutely love. So when I need a seasoning blend, I just use this. But really, any blend that you like, if you like Italian, anything like that, you can use. Oops, 1 clove of garlic. My garlic is attacking me. And we've talked about it before with everything going on. Garlic is absolutely amazing for your immune system. So I highly, highly recommend it. Let's get some lemon juice. What's that? What's beeping? Was that mine? What was beeping? Did you hear that?
Oh, that was me. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I don't have anything on the timer. All right, we got the I was like, what did I set? Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
I was reheating like a mixture I made last night.
Oh, nice.
Burritos.
Yeah.
I made burritos last night to send to a company.
Yum.
Their lunches today, and I think they were my best ones. I did like a rotisserie chicken seasoning, talking about seasoning things. I've never seen it, and like I was gonna buy rotisserie chicken, and I saw the seasoning, and I'm like, let me do it with chicken breast.
Oh, yeah.
And I think these are my best chicken burritos I've ever made.
Oh, that sounds
like,
delicious.
A lot of flavor.
Yeah.
And so I'm pretty excited to hear how they love them.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to cut my garlic and peel the little skin off here. And this says 1 clove garlic chopped. Now, for time restriction, you can easily just mince your garlic if you want to. It's going to be a little bit smaller. So either way is going to work. Oh, I just absolutely love the smell of garlic. I literally will eat garlic raw. Like, especially if I feel something brewing. It is so good for your system. It literally draws out infection. It's like a natural antibiotic, antimicrobial type thing. Phenomenal for you. So I'm just going to mince it today.
Love garlic.
So this is my little Pampered Chef mincer. Obviously you can use any garlic press, but what I really like about this one, and what I recommend, if you can find one with a little brush inside, because then it pushes out the remainder of your garlic. Sometimes that gets a little messy and gets in there.
I
Yep.
have that one from Pampered Chef. I love it.
Yeah, love it. So we're just going to squeeze this. Now I'm going to mix it right in this little Tupperware. So this way I don't have extra, right? As minimal as you can have cleanup, that's what you want to do. So this is just a dressing that's going to go on top of the salmon. So we're just going to push that right in there. Come on, Muscles, get it together. This was a big one, I guess. There we go. We're just going to scrape that right there. And then I'm going to take my little brush and push this little guy out. There we go.
You know, it's interesting because I never knew what to do with those little containers.
Yes.
And somebody else that cooks a lot was telling me he uses them for all his herbs.
Yes.
Like he buys herbs. You know, you get so much, you only use a little bit when you buy them fresh.
Yeah.
I like to grow them fresh in the summer, but when you buy them, you get so much.
Yes.
You don't want to waste it. So he chops them all up, throws them with some olive oil in those little containers, and he just takes out a little scoop when he freezes it.
Yeah, that's so smart.
Freeze nicely. And then you always have fresh herbs ready to go. Because most recipes, when you use herbs, you throw a little olive oil in it. So.
Exactly. So that's 1 clove of garlic. I did about 1.5. One large one and 1 small one. And then 2 teaspoons of olive oil. So we're just going to pour that right in there. And yes, a lot of places you'll find frozen herbs now. So this way you can just cut off what you need and defrost it. And not have to waste them. I love getting the basil fresh. Smells so amazing. But you got to do it the right time of year when you're going to do like the fresh mutts and the balsamic vinegar, and you can really enjoy it. Otherwise, you're right,
like
it just goes to waste.
Rosemary too, as well as have you ever tried the lemon thyme? Love lemon thyme, especially with fish. It just smells amazing, and eggs. It's great in eggs and fish and chicken. And it's really nice to grow in a flower pot.
All right, so this is our salt. We're gonna pour that in there. There we go. And then, and this is a healthy recipe, so you don't have to worry about downsizing the salt or the oils or anything. This is from a cleanse, so you're getting exactly the right amount. And what's really cool about this is this system actually taught me how to cook with very simple ingredients, very simple seasoning, but super flavorful. And it really let me know kind of how much to play with, because so many recipes have such an abundance of oil and extras, and it's hard sometimes to break it down and find what still tastes great, but is so much healthier. So we got the herbal seasoning blend.
Right out of a cookbook, right?
Right out of the cookbook, yep. So this is the Ultimate Reset Cookbook. All the recipes are right here. Look, we've got baked sweet potato, baked tempeh, so vegan recipes, braised greens, brown rice, really some basic staples of healthy cooking that it teaches you how to cook it. There are even videos that show it to you as well. So absolutely amazing program. Herbal seasoning blend, that's this little guy right here, and we need 1/4 teaspoon. Oh no, 1/2 teaspoon. Okay. So let me, oh, this smells so good, so good. All right, we'll get that in there. This just is absolutely the simplest thing, super flavorful. Can't get it out without making a mess, so I'm just gonna put that. And you'll see a lot of people who cook really wing it when it comes to the flavors and seasoning and stuff like that. So sometimes it's hard to measure, but when you're using things that are free calories, like seasoning, if it doesn't have salt in it, basil, that's a free calorie. Garlic powder, free calorie. Onion powder, free calorie. Pepper, salt is where you want to control how much you put in. 1 tablespoon of 4 teaspoons is a tablespoon, right? 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. So this is absolutely great for your fish. Lemon just really cuts out that fishy taste. Depending on, what was that, 1, 2, 3? Depending on where you get your stuff from, frozen, different things like that, the right seasoning can really make a fish that much better. Salmon fillet. Okay, good. We're good there. So I'm going to stir this up. I'm not going to waste anything. This is my knife that I used to chop up my garlic. So we're going to stir that real good. There we go. Stir, stir, stir. There we go. Excellent. Okay. And this is enough for, we're making 1 serving here. So this entire thing can go on your salmon. So that's a good amount. If you can see how much is there, that's a good amount of seasoning there. So, you know, so many, yes, so good. Okay, let's move this out of the way. We're gonna put our salmon. Now, for those of you who are going to be cooking tonight and you're like, oh my goodness, my salmon is frozen, or if you decide to use chicken or whatever, oh, it's frozen. Listen, the best thing to do for a frozen meat is to run cold water over it for 15 minutes to defrost it. So you just take it out, make sure it's fully covered in water. So I have mine sitting in this Tupperware with cold water. If it's small enough, I'll put it inside my blender. I'm not going to blend it, but that's deep enough that I can cover it with cold water. You want it to be cold. You don't want it to be hot because it'll actually cook the meat. Yes, so we're going to have it cold. I'm going to pull this out. I have this salmon labeled when I put it in the freezer. So this way, if it took too long for me to cook it, then... And this actually, I have the foil, so I could still actually just reuse it, the foil, and put it in the, so this I put away, right? And I could actually put this right in the pan, but I already did this, so we're just gonna do it fresh. All right. I do recommend you can put a little spray on the bottom of your foil if you want. What's really great, I'm just washing my hands here because I touched the fish. So another tip, always have an empty sink. If you can have an empty sink, that's the most important thing. You don't have to have a perfect kitchen. You don't have to have it super tidy, but a clean stove and a clean sink, you can get a lot done. And when you're working with meat or anything like that, you can just throw things in the sink. You don't have to worry about contamination and everything like that. Especially as a mom with all these bottles and nursing and stuff, I don't want to have to worry about any of that getting contaminated and having to think twice or wash it twice or anything. So that is in there. You can, there we go, throw that out. Throw this out, sorry. Okay. Ooh, my veggies. Yes. Just started to smell them. All right, let me stir those up. I forgot about those bad boys. We're gonna stir those up. Oh, they're steaming real nice. Okay. So what I'm actually gonna do is not only steam these, I'm gonna turn this off, I'm then going to bake them to crisp them a little bit. So I'll show you how to do that. All right, guys, so we've got our salmon right in our foil here. Our oven is gonna be at 425. You can baste this if you have a little brush. If you have a little brush, you can baste it, or you can just pour it on. You know, you really don't need a lot here. We used the garlic press. All you need is a knife. That was a perk, a bonus, right? You don't need a lot of stuff here. So don't think, oh, my kitchen has to be gourmet. I can't eat healthy unless I have all these tools and stuff. This has been years and years of me finding what I really like, supporting other people's businesses, investing in new pieces for the kitchen. Okay, now I'm going to show you this. I'm going to pick this up here. This is what it looks like. I know you hear the little guy stirring. Look how good that looks. So that, I'm on live on my phone. Now you get a little, look at that. Does that not look phenomenal?
Great.
Yum. So
and you can look back at this recipe live on our Facebook page for these events under 7x7 Dance for the COVID Kitchen. So she's recording it here if you need to go back later.
yes, and I will post the ingredients underneath the video. So this way anyone who wants to follow the video can pick up the ingredients and then hit play and follow along. And I'm doing this, I didn't prep anything. All I did was pull out, the only thing I did was prep my salmon to defrost. Other than that, everything is right here, and I chopped it all and did it all. So nice and simple. Ooh, I hear ya. All right, let's pick up this little guy. Okay, so the other thing, say hello. Hi. Hi. He's like, I'm hungry. I'm hungry, right? New diaper. Okay, let me go back to the recipe here. So other than that, he's getting stir crazy, so we'll see how we can do this here. I just want to make sure we're doing our just boiling. So the 1 cup of boiled baby potatoes with the skin on. So I'm going to finish this tonight, but like I said, the tip for the potatoes is all the same size. If you have a really large potato and a small one, they're just not going to cook at the same pace. You boil your water, you drop them in. Again, you can add a little bit of salt, but they come out really, really great. You don't need to add much. And then, okay, and then you're steaming your vegetables.
Do we have any of those red cups that I can borrow?
You see this going down, right?
Can I have a red one of those?
No,
big
you don't
red
see
cups?
this. Okay. Red cup?
Yeah, big red cup.
I think I have one downstairs. Go find it. Oh,
We're invisible.
oh yeah, she's at that age. She's 7. It's like, what? What do you mean? What? You're on a video? So the vegetables, you can just steam them. You don't need to do anything else. What I'm going to do is lay them flat on a pan, just a little spray of the olive oil, and sprinkle them with garlic. You can do fresh garlic or garlic powder. Add a little onion powder to that. Oh, so good. So you're just going to lay them out. You can put them right in the same oven with the salmon, and you are good to go. That's really it, guys. You have a nice, delicious meal. It's going to be super flavorful. We have 3 children. The kids really like all of this stuff. They eat everything, which is great. The reason I like the stir-fry veggies or a mix of veggies is my little guy likes broccoli. She likes carrots. Like, there's a lot of different vegetables. So, yeah, you can pick what you want. This little guy only gets one choice of food, so he's not in the mix yet. But that really is it. So, in how much time did we spend on here? Not much at all, right? Like, how much time?
Let's see.
I can't see the
We are
time.
now at 24. That's great.
Yeah.
How fast is that?
So fast. Oh, and the salmon goes in for 15 minutes. Forgot about that. 425, 15 minutes. The Potatoes, I would put on right away to boil because those are going to take a little bit longer. If they're small, maybe 20-25 minutes. And then the vegetables. If you have a steam bag of vegetables that you can do in the microwave, even easier. But 30 minutes, you'll be done with prep to eating at the table. So really, really good meal. Thank you guys for showing up and for being on. The chaos of mom of 3 is that every now and again you have a kid pop in or fuss or whatnot, but it really is doable. So you defrost your whatever you're going to eat, you make your little seasoning mix, and it really is enjoyable for everybody. So we'll see you guys next Monday. Say bye-bye.
Yes.
Bye-bye. We'll see you guys next Monday. We haven't decided what.
This is even with your hands full.
What'd you say?
Great job. I said you even show us how doable it is with your hands.
Yes. Yep. This little guy is usually pretty cooperative. Thank you. All right, so we'll see you next Monday for another new recipe, and every morning at 7 a.m. and workouts throughout the week as well, different times a day, dance workouts. You can talk more about that, Regina.
Yeah, just go to our Facebook page under 757 Dance and look at events, and you can see different instructors and coaches. And Danielle motivates us every morning, so we'll see you at 7 a.m. if you're joining us for that.
Yes.
I'm teaching tonight at 7. We are going to work on rumba, so feel free to come out and join us tonight.
Yay!
Take care.
All right, guys, have a great week. Bye-bye.